Tonight's Thursday Night Wrestling show. By the way, welcome iHeartRadio, all that other stuff. But our weekly Thursday Night Wrestling show. We have been on quite the roll the last couple months. We've had on Nikita Koloff. We had on the genius Lanny Poffo. Last week we had Star Maker Bolin, so we kind of hit a bump in the road. But we have got a great guest tonight. He is a stand-up comedian. He is a midget professional wrestler. And don't let him know that he's a nice guy because it'll ruin his reputation.
Hey, wait a minute now. Intro, my friend.
Go, brother. Jump in there. Tell us.
He stands in at 4'4" and totally hardcore. Let's give it up for the one and only me, Puppet, the Psycho, the War. There we go, my friend.
There we go.
Way better than Justin Roberts in AEW. That's
yes. Way better.
You've seen him beat up midgets. You've seen him on Jackass. You've seen him on Spike TV. And now you can see him right on ASY TV. Can't wait to get involved.
So, how did you... It's like interviewing a small version of Bolin. How did you get started doing all this, brother?
What's that?
How'd you get started doing all this? Wrestling, everything.
What do we want to start with? The wrestling?
Yes, let's start with the wrestling. So it's...
I am Puppet the Pyscho Dwarf. I am the owner of the Half Pint Brawlers, the original midget wrestling troupe. We were around for about 25 years. We were on Spike TV. You saw us go through crazy antics with the Jackass guys. We had a blast. We had a blast in life in the underground. We did everything from thumbtack matches, steel cage matches. We did the first 8-foot steel cage match with midgets. And I got put on the table. You might have heard him. Little T.O., totally outstanding, jumped off the top of the cage and put me through a table. You know what? When I got into wrestling, you guys, it was all about midgets biting referees in the ass, looking like assholes. I said so on this show.
Yes, go, brother.
I said, hell no. We are the heart of hardcore individuals. We did the staple gun matches, the thumbtack matches.
Yes.
We brought them to their feet.
You know,
had a blast doing it.
when I first seen you live, you were in a place called Hoisington, Kansas, and I watched you staple a $20 bill to some.
I sent him back to the border many times. You know that's like an imitation. It was right on that border. You ever notice that? But you know, of course, I'm not really politically correct. So you already know that.
Yes.
Mexican men, midgets, you know, they're kind of short. You know, Mexican men. But you know what they are? They're wannabe midgets.
They're wannabe midgets. That's awesome.
Beating up Mexican.
Yes!
Say that either.
Oh, that's great. So, I don't even know where to go with this. John, help me out here.
JBL bit here.
You don't look like a mini, brother. You've had too many cheeseburgers to be a midget.
A few, quite a few actually, but you know.
Small as a speed bag.
actually there at that show that they were on in Hoisington.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I bet you had a good time, right?
It was fun. It was fun.
Was it at a bar?
No, it was at a
There's a little civic building there in the town. You guys were one of the main events for it. And me and my buddy, we were like the lead bad tag team, bad guy tag team. So.
Oh, I got you.
You and Max had a better match than me and my partner did with the tag team we were going against, but. Much better match. Much better match.
Oh, all right.
Drop a guy down into a freaking heel hook to get him to cooperate, and he did after that. But
we probably got drunk, right?
Yeah, some people did. For sure.
I know. Probably one of them. I was very famous for that.
So
I'm a wrestler.
So tell me tell us about the half pipe brawlers. How did you guys get this thing going?
Okay. Well, you know what it was? I was on Man Cow's Morning Madhouse with
Yes.
national syndicated radio.
Yes, I love Man Cow.
Yeah, I was puppet. I was
Big
turkey
Man Cow
side
Mark.
freak. Can you believe Turk can even have a side freak?
That too.
I was kind of like Danny DeVito with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was the leftover. You know what I'm saying?
Turd.
From a guy named Turd.
That's right. Man Cow's Morning Madhouse, baby.
Man Cow. All right. So Windy City Wrestling kept bugging me, and all I saw in wrestling was the chumps, midgets being clowns, fight referees. They kept bugging me, and they're like, "Hey, you got to get into wrestling," because I did stunt work in L.A. before I came out to Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm Vinny the Jet. You might have recognized Vinny the Jet scene from like the old Batman movies.
Wow.
Like the shitty ones. But I was in that group. And Danny DeVito actually was the Penguin. Right around that time frame. I was an old fart. All right. So I already had some kind of training, and they loved my voice, and they kept bugging me, and I'm like, okay, I'll come down and look at your camp. Well, they convinced me. They said, we're not going to do the clown stuff. You guys are going to do full-fledged matches, and we'll make you, second to the headliners. And I'm like, all right, let's try this out. 'Cause Chicago knew me. I fell in love with it immediately. But then I noticed how the midgets got a lot of attention. You know what I mean? I was like, damn,
Yep.
they really cheered for the midgets.
Yep.
So you know what we're going to do? We're going to open up a midget. We're going to just be all midgets. I just got to meet them. I don't know that many midgets at the time. I had to go and find the midgets. And I had a friend that owns a bar called Sluggers. Right? Everyone says, oh, you're never going to. Sluggers is right across the street from Wrigley Field. Okay, and it's in the middle of the winter. So they're looking for something. It was in January.
Yep.
I did first show. I got the midgets together. I actually got little Kato, beautiful Bobby.
Beautiful Bobby. I met him at one point. Yes.
Oh, I've worked shows with those guys forever.
Bless his soul. But Kato's still around. We're the old farts, And I met them, and they introduced me to all these midgets, right? Because their father is Lord Littlefoot. They know everybody. So we put this troupe together. We did a show in January. It's like 30 below wind chill. Okay, we sold it out. And then I look outside the window. I see people wiping the frost off the window, watching our show, lined up around the block. If you know Chicago at all, the Cubby Bears right next to it, and then Wrigley Field.
Yep.
So they're around the corner on the block in the freezing cold trying to get in. I said, we got something here. Now I got to figure out how to take it on the road. And 25 years later, we ended up on Spike TV. We started doing pay-per-views and all that good stuff. We had a blast. Long story short, I'm just kind of making it brief.
What do you think? Sorry. I was going to ask you a question. I read a spot about it, how Spike TV started getting hell because some people were offended by the word midget being used all the time on it. What was that like for you?
Well, you know what? Let me tell you a funny story. At that same venue, maybe months later, I had midgets rioting LPA, they're called Little People of America, right? With signs. And they're rioting outside about me using the word midget in wrestling. And I was so happy. Can you imagine the publicity I got with midgets protesting my show outside of a bar in Wrigleyville? All the newscasters came out. And I'm like, keep protesting, you little assholes. Keep going. Keep going. So I would piss them off for. Well, I won the debate by far on a 95% ratio. I wish I wouldn't have done that, because then they stopped protesting, because I was getting too much publicity that way. You know what I mean? It, like, worked against them. I should have kind of, like, I was all excited. Believe it or not, I get excited, all right? And, I did too good. I needed to kind of fail a little bit so they would feel good about what they're doing. Yeah. But nobody's gonna come out and see Little People Wrestling. What the fuck is that? I was thinking about it. Midget wrestling. You knew what the product was. You knew what was going on. It's a marketing.
You know, I interviewed.
I'm gonna go back to the Mexican. It's gonna be a Mexican wrestling. What the hell is that?
I interviewed a guy by the name of Short Sleeve Samson.
Yeah, I know. He's still at it.
At a show in Salina, Kansas, at a place called the Blue Goat, and he told me that part of the reason why all the midget shows do gimmicks and, like with you guys hitting each other with brooms and all the stuff, is he said it's midget wrestling. Once you've seen the first match, you've seen it. And he goes, we got to keep coming back to this stuff. So I think that's great that you guys found a niche and you went with it.
Oh yeah. You had to find the marketing and a way to go about it. Now everybody's doing it. Now they're going out cheap. It's not even worth it because there's like 5 groups out there. And you know who like cheated off me? I mean, at the time I was in TNA wrestling also.
Yes. We're gonna get to this.
And Eric Bischoff kept asking me a bunch of questions. Like, why these guys asking me fucking questions? And they kept asking me about midget wrestling. And I said,
no.
What are you guys doing? And so Bischoff and Terry tried to open up midget wrestling, which was on True TV.
Yes.
But these guys weren't wrestlers. They were just midgets. They weren't trained. So they were acting like a bunch of assholes, right? Just running around the ring doing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the jackass producers and us started laughing, and we actually put a show together. I think they were called Micro Wrestling or something.
Micro Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
This is the Half Pint Brawlers, and we beat the shit out of them.
Yes, I remember at one point I had.
You know that fucker can't wrestle anyway. He does a leg drop and an ear. That's what that fucker does.
I had tried to book at one point. I was working for a guy by the name of Johnny Kim. Yes, an Asian guy with the first name Johnny, and and he tried to book the Micros, but he wanted Hogan, and the promoter was like, "You don't get Hulk Hogan. You just get the Micros."
Right.
So, okay.
Spend a little money to get Terry.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of cash. So I am a huge man cow mark. I want to go back to the man cow thing. How did you get hooked up with man cow and turn and man cow's morning madhouse and everything?
Okay. I was out doing. I was boxing women at the time.
Of course you were.
Women.
Of course you
And
were.
they came out to one of my shows, and they saw me on the mic, right? And so I didn't know who Man Cow was at the time.
Yeah.
He comes up, says, "Hey, I want to put you on my show." I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice, dude. Whatever." You know, and because
That's nice, dude. Whatever.
he was really hot, I guess, at the time. Right? It turns comes up and he goes, dude, that's fucking man cow. I'm like, man cow? Who's got a name like man cow? What the fuck does that mean?
That's
and I
right.
heard big dick and all that other stuff. I was like, okay, this guy's interesting. So they called me up one day and I just did a guest spot for him. Figured out, oh, this guy's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah.
He was on like the 103.5 at the time.
Yep, Rock 103.5 in Chicago, yes.
And all that other stuff. So I went on a show and then bam, I was on ever since. And it's funny because Man Cow like pays up, not the radio station. He gets to choose like everybody wants.
Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we have got a great guest with us tonight, Puppet the Pyscho Dwarf. You also know him from Half Pint Brawlers. He's also a stand-up comedian, and he's with us tonight here on the Thursday Night Wrestling Show. Me and John are excited as punch to chat with you today. I've been Facebook friends with you for like 7 years, but we've never been able to sync up schedules and do this. So this has definitely been a cool deal tonight. So wrestling. Yep. I want to go back to this. You were boxing women. How did you get this gig?
That was like because I didn't know midget at the time. I didn't know it like midget. You know, I wasn't around them.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with them. We don't all live in the same house, people. I know everybody thinks we live together. We don't fucking live. You know what? I've never even fucked a midget before. Can I say that? Yeah.
Wow! Look at that.
Talk with them. To this day. So I need to fuck a woman, a midget woman. I'm single. I've been married 3 times. Women always leave me. I don't know what that's all about. They always say, oh, we won't change you, puppet. But when I'm never home, then they bitch.
Yeah.
I'm always on the road. Not now, though. But that's why I'm doing the project I am now. But, what were we
boxing women. Boxing women. How did this happen?
Yeah, so I came up with this promotion. I'll box women, and we'll get them in bikini. A midget versus women.
Of course.
It'll pull them in, bro.
Oh, my God.
Pull them in. But I was afraid to hit them. I didn't realize that, I was like, this ain't cool. It didn't last very long. So I was just letting these women beat the shit out of them. I'm getting paid for this, but I don't really want to hit them. You know, so I was like, this is not working out. So I was glad I got a call. I moved on to something else.
So the half pint.
It's a good idea that you start doing it, and you're like,
well, yeah. This is, yeah.
Not a good idea. You got like 12 failures. You know that. 12 failures before you get a success.
Yes.
Anytime. Now, let's talk about my new one, brother.
Yes, that was my next question. What the hell are you doing now?
Now, because I got old. I'm 51 years old. I can't take the rest of me. I can barely fucking walk, man. I've been through tables. I'm a weeble wobble, literally.
I'm a weeble wobble.
My head weighs 78 pounds.
Jesus.
You call it the warp. I'm going to give you a quick education, all right?
Yes, go.
Midgets are like every one of you all, but they are proportioned down. Everything short. Arms, legs, toes, fingers, eyelashes. Everything short. Ladies, I mean everything. All right, the wolves, though. Yes, we have the short arms, legs, toes, fingers. But we're the ones with the huge head. The huge heads on top of our bodies, right? Like, I swear to God, somebody saw me on stage doing this. What was it? It was invented. Bobblehead. I am the original bobblehead. Little body, big head. I swear to God, I should be getting residuals right now.
That's right.
Residuals on bobbleheads.
Oh my God.
Puppet, why are you so fucking angry? Because I should be rich. So I feel like Forrest Gump. I give everybody the idea and we don't get a proportion. That ain't right. Right here. I'm losing track again. The wars. Our torsos are normal size. Swear to God, our torsos are normal size. So when we sit down in a car together,
Yeah.
we're gonna look eye to eye. My inseam is only 5 inches. But my ding-a-ling-sling, my penis, ladies, is on my torso. So when I get a hard on, it's like I'm pole vaulting down the street.
Jesus.
And I know you guys seen dwarf porn before. It's $1 billion industry.
Yes.
Every time I ask a question on stage, everybody goes, "Oh no, I've never seen it. Oh no, oh no." I'm like, "Bullshit! You're lying." And then once you start getting drinking, and they tell me all about the dwarf porn. Do you know what our favorite sexual position is? Who's seen the dwarf porn? Which one of you?
I don't know if I've ever seen dwarf porn. I've seen midget strippers and all this stuff, and Bridget the midget and all that, but
Dwarf porn. 5-inch empty. Right? Can you imagine a dwarf's favorite sexual position?
I would say
Doggy style.
okay. That's what I was thinking.
Doggy style. I'm not on my knees, ladies. I got the leverage. Go watch a dwarf porn and you'll see why. It's correct.
Now I've got homework tonight.
It's only 5 inches. So it looks like your dick is huge.
I've now been given homework.
You got this done. You know what? That is better than college, because you'll always remember that, even if you don't want to. You're like, damn, something got worse. I can't get it out of my fucking head. That is true. I'm helping the dwarf porn industry right now.
Yes, you
Go
are.
out and look at it after they watch it. Right? He's lying. Go watch it. And you'll see, oh, wow, Puppet ain't lying. That girl's That'll be awesome. That's why I can't stay married. I love women. I love being a dog. Woo, 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 woo.
Jesus.
That's not.
So,
anyway,
okay.
I got this thing. Oh shit.
Yes.
It's called the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. And we're all locked up in our living rooms, right? You guys know I see you guys are
Oh,
locked
yeah.
up. We had to figure out, since we can't go to the venues, we're bringing the comics to you at the lockdown. And I first started this thing 2 months ago, June 15th, right? Because when I start something, I promote it. It's obviously half my followers. So I own this and promote the hell out of it, right? So we just started it off trying to get the comedians together. We'll give them an avenue. They could do 10 to 20 minute spots. And then I put it up, and then eventually when I get enough of a library, I was going to charge the comedians to be on the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. Made sense, right?
Yeah.
But then also, the ASY network said, hey, you got something there. I said, well, yes, I do. They asked if we could be on their network. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, this was only 3 weeks into it, so we didn't really have it totally developed.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of developing it as we go, and it's growing quickly. Again, it's the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. And it started off on Facebook. It's now on ASYTV.com. And how it works is we get sponsors and we get paid by the subscription. So when you go to ASYTV.com, you got to use my code, Puppet Dwarf. Easy to remember. On the Psycho Dwarf, right? Puppet Dwarf. Type that in for the code. At least we get credit for it. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And, they got like hundreds of hours of. It's on like Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and ASYTV.com. You can go right there. You can see my beautiful face on there. And yeah, we've only been there for a month, but we're really excited about it. And it's a new project, and we're introducing a lot of up and coming comics that were working clubs, but we can't do it right now. We just can't. Because they can't afford to fly us in, so they're like using all local people.
Yeah.
You know, we got to wait till they, start clearing these clubs so they can get more than 25% of their people in. It's ridiculous. I mean, trying to take us out of business. but I had to figure out a way we could stay in business, and we figured it out. Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show, people, on Facebook, and ASY TV, Roku, Fire Stick.
And remember, when you get over to asytv.com for the Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show, you've got to enter the code Puppet Dwarf. And over 4 hours of comedy, asytv.com. So where do you find the comics for this?
Come to me.
Oh, really?
Now we're getting to the point of, like I said, we've only been in 2 months. The comics, they send us 10 minutes. They do it on their phones. They send it to us. And, we just pick the comedians as we go. We allow, because we got a 30-minute show. So we allow 3 comics per episode. And
wow.
You get a full-fledged show out of it,
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm having a great time with it. Because I'm too old to wrestle. I'm 51 years freaking old. A broken back, bad knees, you name it. And a potty mouth.
Yes, but that's one of the reasons why I like you. So a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure you've probably gotten wind of this, but Conrad Thompson and Tony Schiavone did a podcast where they did a watch along of the episode when you were in TNA and you basically masturbated into the trash can.
Oh, he's in the trash can.
Did you see Goldilocks?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't give me any, so I went to the trash can.
So they built that up and they made a real big deal out of it, and they watched the episode of. So was that your idea or was that a Russo idea? How did all this come about?
So first came to TNA. I was one of his first ideas on TNA. You put his skin to jerk off. So I got to give credit where credit is due. That was a Russo.
That was a Russo idea.
Yeah. One of his first on TNA, swear to God.
What do you think that was like in the booking meeting or something like?
What's that?
Hey, guys. I was trying to figure out how they kind of put that across in the booking meeting, going like, hey, what do you guys think about this? What do you say we bring in like this dude Puppet, the Pyscho Dwarf, and we have him like jacking off in a trash can when Goldilocks walks by? Do you think anybody just looked at Russo in the middle of that meeting going, what the hell?
No, because they already knew. They called me One Take Puppet. One Take Puppet. Come in there and do a bunch of promos. I would watch these other numb nut wrestlers that take like 20 takes to try to get it freaking. I was just making them up. So they're like, yeah, just give it to Puppet. Go. And so Russo would be like, what are you talking about? He goes, you can just give it to him. Just tell him what you want and let him go. And they were cool about that. They let me do it. It was freaking awesome. I always got to work on my improv skills with my comedy, you know what I'm saying? So I was building up. See, I was a wrestler building up to be a comic. There you go.
You're diversifying. You're getting ready for afterwards.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, with your stand-up comedy that you've done, and now with this lockdown program that you're doing,
Living Room Comedy Show.
asytv.com. Put in
the Puppet Dwarf.
Puppet Dwarf as the code.
That's easy to remember, right?
Oh yeah.
When you've done your comedy shows around the country, what is the audience like? Do they do they heckle you? How does this work?
Well, you know what? When I first started, I was doing my stunts too. And one of my number one stunts, I would always talk about how I'm tired of people asking me if Jackass is real. Is it real? Fuck yeah, it's real. What are you talking about? They're like, no, there's got to be like camera tricks, and they got to do this and that. I'm like, no, these guys are hurting themselves. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna mix my wrestling in my jackass and my comedy, right? So I'm not just gonna go up there and tell jokes, right? So one of my first stunts, I always do a jackass stunt. I said, we're gonna do a jackass stunt for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And so I had to figure out what I could take on a plane. Right? I don't want a bunch of baggage, because that costs a fortune.
Yes.
So it's got to fit in the backpack, because I travel, my clothes are this small, right? So I can get like a week luggage in a backpack, right?
You're great.
I didn't want all props. So I brought a staple gun. Now you're thinking back in the wrestling.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna do the head, the cheek. All the guys are doing that now. Boring, right?
Boring.
To myself, I'm gonna. Since I want to prove that this stuff is real, I would let audience members do like an auction, like I would do like an auction. Yeah, 20 here, 20 here. And so every dollar that was bid, I would hold that staple to a nut sack for a second. So if it's $20, 20 seconds, right? Well,
Wow.
I got a funny story. So I was in Detroit, right? And I was with the Half Pint Brawlers at the time.
Yeah.
And I was doing my staple gun gimmick, right? So, but I can't do it to myself, so I have to let an audience member do it, so they won't say that I faked it. And they got to press it in, push it, but they got to pay to do it. And so I usually get up to like $120, 2 minutes, like 120 going once, twice. And so I was like up to like that point, 120 something, I don't know, 140, whatever it was. And I was going once, going twice, and all of a sudden, I hear in a deep, like roaring voice. I was set up. $1,000.
Oh my
So,
God.
Psycho Dwarf. I go, $1,000. How many seconds? I mean, I'm on the spot. I'm on stage, right? How many seconds? It's 1,000. What is it, like 15 minutes? Am I gonna have to put the show on a hold? I'm like 1,000. All of a sudden, this little fake titty, cheeks, blonde hair girl comes running up in a tight dress. She's all bouncy. And she's all excited. I've never seen one before. She comes up with $1,000 bill. Have you ever seen $1,000 bill?
No. I probably will never see $1,000 bill.
I've never seen it. I didn't even know if it was real, right? And I go, honey, you look good. You're hot as hell, but that was not you. That was not you. So it was at a big theater, and the theater manager was cracking up. I'm like, what the fuck? He's over on the side cracking up. I go, what's so funny? I brought him out, right? I go, what are you all setting me up? Is this real? Am I gonna have to just put the show on hold? All of a sudden, the house lights came up. Guess who it was? Detroit.
ICP maybe?
Kid Rock.
Oh, fuck.
Come up and run. And I go, Kid, because I knew Joe C at the time.
Yeah.
This was back in C days.
Yeah.
God bless his soul. He was a great guy. You know that guy would take over 100 pills a day to stay alive? Isn't that unbelievable? No, it's unbelievable. There's an individual that knew he was going to die, so he went out and had the best time that he could possibly have.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Fuck with Kid Rock and touring with him. I thought that was awesome. I was like, wow, you got a positive outlook. I don't know where I'm getting there. So it didn't make me hang on the staple gun for staple for $1,000. It's gonna hold up the show. But Kid Rock set me up there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
So how did you get hooked up with the Jackass guys?
Oh well, I had a reality show on Spike
Well,
TV,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. Five brawlers. That's right.
Yeah, so I had a reality show on Spike TV. Well, the producer of our show was James Tripp.
Oh.
James Tripp is a producer of Jackass.
Yes.
We're gonna get you in this movie, the Jackass 3D, and we want you guys in the movie. Then I got to go meet Johnny and everybody.
Yeah.
And I said, hell yeah, we're gonna do that. But that's a lot of fun. Flew out to LA and had a grand old.
That's awesome.
Those guys are great.
That's awesome. So John, do you have any questions here for Puppet while we've got him?
I was reading a little bit about your your early life and stuff. How you were the only one in the family that was affected by it. What was that like for you? I mean,
affected by it.
Well, no, I mean, it's like, not so. I didn't mean that insultingly towards you. It's just kind of like, how you have like the one sister that has red hair and nobody else does.
Right. It was just my brother. Okay, let me put it this way. My older brother, right, is 6'5".
Fuck.
His nickname, I swear to God, was Baby Huey in high school. We're blood brothers. So we were. Remember I brought up Danny DeVito and
Yes.
Schwarzenegger. We're literally that. But my brother's bigger than Schwarzenegger, and he's huge. He's not just tall. He's huge. Baby Huey. So it's just genetic. I don't know anybody in my family, great grandchildren, great grandparents, dwarves. It's just two genetics come together and produce it. Mom, 5'11", my dad was 6'3", and my brother was 6'5".
Jeez.
Not
A hell of a deal. Hell of a deal.
4'3". My dad always used to tease me and say, "Yeah, son, I took a shit." And there you were.
Jesus.
You see where I come from.
That's awesome. That's
He
awesome.
would tell me why he's sitting on the toilet. But he'd always have the door open. So we just walk around, Dad taking a shit, reading his paper.
Here, come here, look at this. No.
Yeah. You talking about look at mine.
That's awesome. This is fantastic. We have got Puppet with us tonight here on our big program, and so your material, your comedy material, how do you source this? Write this? Give me some insight on the.
Anymore today because I gotta produce. We have one of our my sessions, right?
Yeah.
One of my is Puppet's Thought of the Day. So I have to have a segment almost every day. I let the other guys have, some of my regulars have segments also.
Yeah.
Like Tariq Higgins, he's freaking hilarious. Down in West Virginia. He's got Make America Smart Again, Massa. He calls it Massa. He wears the Trump colors. It's fucking hilarious. He goes off. He goes off on Black Lives Matter. He's like, these fucking idiots, and he's black. He goes, they never talk about, and he comes up with the news he finds, like where a little white kid got shot by a black person and he gets threatened. Did he put that out? And hilarious dude, really straightforward. You know what they gotta be like if I promote them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's just one example. You got it. Well, basically, you can go to my Facebook page for free, right?
Yeah.
Because we do little segments there, like little 5-minute previews of our videos, right? To keep people, and we advertise it. So you get to go there to Facebook, and then it'll make you want to go to ASY. I go to like 20-minute sessions.
Yeah.
So, question, how do I come up with material? I have to just come up with it. Whatever happens in that day. I got to come up with something new every day.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking about you guys.
Hey,
Well,
as long as it works, man.
as long as it works, brother.
So
That
It's
is
not easy either. I did some open mic night stuff, and it was tough coming up with the
Yeah.
material. I mean, I spent months coming up with the whole thing.
I
And
seriously have about 12 hours of material.
wow.
Like go look at the Facebook page.
I was lucky to get the 4 minutes that I had. So
So now I love it because it really helped me develop like so much material that when I go to stage, I'm gonna have no problem at all.
That's awesome.
oh hell yeah.
That is
God,
fantastic.
my dog gets farted. Jesus. I got a dog named Pluto. It's huge. Yeah, Puppet, the little guy's got a dog. I'm the talk of the neighborhood. Big pit bull. And he can fart.
By the way, go to asytv.com. Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. You got to enter the code Puppet Dwarf. And
Dwarf.
get.
Dwarf. What the hell did you just say?
Here we go. Here we go.
You know, like Puppet, Puppet, Dwarf, Dwarf.
F.
All word. Puppet Dwarf.
So,
Really, I'm not.
but besides all this comedy stuff that you're doing, do you miss the wrestling part of it, or was it like, no, I don't miss getting thrown through ladders and all the crap?
Oh no, I miss it. You know what I miss? Because I tour by myself now.
Yeah.
Don't get back on the road. Because comedians don't make money like wrestlers. You gotta like work your way
Oh
up.
yeah.
You got so much money to get place to place to place. So you go by yourself. You know, everybody's shocked when I show up. Like you're by yourself. I'm like, yeah, like I don't have a bouncer. You know, like dude, I'll beat the shit out of you if you even try to touch me anyway. You know, I got 2-inch pythons, baby.
Jesus.
My inseam's only 5 inches. What is my arm, like 2 inches? But at least it's long enough I can get down here. There you go.
And then we can stick you in the trash can
That
again.
would be torture. Imagine not being able to reach your dick. Oh, that would suck. Not being punished. There is a couple of friends of mine, you know, they got little hands just right here. I'm like, how do you jerk off? We go, I'm like, oh, fuck. That sucks.
That sucks.
Like, God's punishing them, dude. I can say it, I'm a dwarf. Like, when I make fun of Mexicans, I mean, what? What are you gonna get, oh, Puppet, you're being racist? I'm a fucking dwarf. Come on.
See?
We are the monkeys. Like, I don't even get to see my own type of people very often. But when I was with the Half My Brawlers, get back to that.
Yeah.
I miss being with the guys. I miss touring with a bunch of crazy guys. Because I can relate to it. We have a plan. But it got me off the drinking, so that was good.
Well, that's good.
I was drinking too much.
Well, I will have to say I have heard that about dwarfs and midgets, is that you guys just massive alcoholics, and is it just
What, just in general? Is that what you say?
well, like Hank,
Fucking alcoholic.
like Hank from the Stern Show was a big alcoholic. I think that's how he ended up dying, wasn't it?
He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
I did the Tough Man contest. What was his fucking the black guy with the little
Jesus.
fucking head? What was his name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
God.
You're fit. Whatever. We did the Tough Man contest.
Yeah.
He came on a motorcycle and all the entourage from Howard Stern, right?
Yep.
Mancow. Those two didn't like each other.
Oh my God, they hate each other.
So Tough Man did a thing. It was a big arena show. We boxed each other. So he came in with this big, and his head was like the size of your, not like my.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
That's who the fuck it was.
Punched the dude. Right in the fucking jaw, right? He felt like he came in this fight. He fell, and like, and I thought I killed him. I'm like, oh, yes.
I've killed Beetlejuice.
Oh God, I can't believe you really hit him. I'm like, what are you talking about? This guy, because he was coming running at me. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I was barely out of my corner. I am coming up my stool. I just went, whoa, and he just fell. They thought I killed him. And they were like, why did you punch him? I'm like, motherfucker, he was coming after me. What do you mean, why? This is called
Man contest.
You know you hired the half-pint brawler. You know that, right? What do you expect me to do?
Oh,
Alright.
that's awesome.
Just wait for a little while.
I will have to see if I can find footage somewhere on YouTube or something. I would love to see you smacking Beetlejuice around. That's awesome. We have got...
Just look, Puppet the Pyscho Dwarf up. You'll be able to see that 8-foot steel cage match I was talking about.
So when you fought Beetlejuice, I'm assuming Stern was not there, but I'm assuming that Mancow probably went with you.
All his sidekicks were though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Stern and Mancow at least show up to some stuff.
Oh yeah.
We were like they were ones like we'd always have to do like early morning. We have to be there like 4 o'clock.
Oh
in the morning.
yeah.
Well, we were always doing the night stuff at night, and of course the bars never wanted us to leave.
Yeah.
Big promotion, they get like the station out there. When Mancow wouldn't go.
No.
It was always Turd and myself. And, oh God, it was torture.
Yeah, because
we just leave it straight from the promotion right to the radio show.
oh my God.
And I'm telling you, there's a reason he was called Turd. My dog, man, like, oh God.
Doesn't he? At one point, I heard he was a trash guy in Chicago, or he's currently doing that or something.
I think he's doing it now. Right?
Mancow has become wants to be Sean Hannity now for whatever reason. He's all political and conservative and everything.
Yeah. He hasn't invited me on his show. Do it.
So are you in the Chicago area? Is that where you're at now, or?
I live in a town called Rockford. I don't want to pay the Cook County taxes for
Rockford.
And then I live down by New Orleans also.
That's awesome.
I hate winter. So I go and I live in a town called Hammond. In between New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
How close are you to Rosemont, Illinois?
South of me. I'm more up by Wisconsin.
Okay.
17 miles. Wisconsin.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because in April, I will be at Exotica in Rosemont, Illinois, and I would love to link up with you if we can. That would be fun.
All over the country. That'll be nothing to me.
That would be hilarious. So John, I know you've probably got some more questions here for.
I was just gonna ask him. Like you said, I worked shows with Beautiful Bobby and Kato quite a few times. Did you ever meet their dad or Little Tokyo or any of those guys?
I never had the pleasure of meeting Little Tokyo, but Lord Littlebrook, before he passed on, he would come out to our shows.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Littlebrook was hilarious.
He's
a bad. His ring. And his ring is one of the hardest.
He would make all the midgets work for him at his house.
Yep.
So when they worked for I'm being serious.
No,
when they worked for Lord Littlebrook, they had to work and mow his lawn and do all this like a bunch of shit and clean up the house before they even got to enter the ring. So he had a little scam going on there. He like had all these guys work, and he was calling for the right to be able to get trained and all that other stuff. So He
100% accurate on that. It was like, I think Littlebrook learned it from like Ron and Robert Fuller's dad, because he would do the exact same thing. He'd make people come out there. They were going to train to be a wrestler underneath them. They had to come out there and work the farm and do all kinds of stuff. So
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was a nice version. I was like the next generation having wrestlers.
Tokyo was hilarious, but Littlebrook had me crying. I was laughing so hard.
I heard Tokyo gives the hardest chops ever.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
why I never.
I was reffing a match once, and he smacked me once, and it's like, I didn't doubt him at all, but yeah. Needless to say, you didn't want him to do it more than once.
I never got. I was lucky enough to work them, but I was kind of. They were like older gentlemen at the time.
Yeah.
They would come out. He had a couple other old dudes come out, see us. They always liked that we kind of moved midget wrestling in another direction.
Yeah.
And he, Lord Littlebrook, God bless his soul, loved me. Like he said, I love where you're taking the business and everything. So it was cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of professional wrestling and some of the things going on right now, where pretty much anybody can get in the business if they apply themselves? It's not a guarded secret like it used to be.
No, it's not. It's just storylines being retold to a new generation. Right? Same storyline. That's why wrestling, like you get a fan base, and then about maybe 6 years later, I mean, there's some real marks out there that are forever. But if you know the word mark, and
Yeah. Yes. I've pretty much been told that I'm a mark for anything.
Especially drama.
Especially drama. That's right.
Fucking talk to my ex-wife. You know why? They always want the money.
That's right.
It ain't that big. I got one calling me right now. She says she loves me. But when I was on the road, she was doing other guys, got pregnant. But she loves me. You know why? Because I gave her money. She don't got no money now. So she called me up. I love you, honey. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Wow. It's awesome.
FCC coming after me.
Oh, so
now you get the true me.
looking back on all the things that you did, what was one of the funnest things what was it, the Jackass thing, the Man Cow stuff, like stand-up comedy? What's been the funnest thing that you've been like, man?
That's hard for me to say, but one of the best places I've ever got, the Half Pint Brawlers got me there.
Yeah.
Was Lee. And I was on an island called San Pedro. Is right off Belize.
Wow.
Right? And the locals, they basically live in cardboard houses.
Yeah.
But there was a bar out there that wanted to run a promotion for all the kids. There's no vehicle. There's one vehicle on the island. Right? Because you have to fly like a little four-seater Cessna plane from Belize to San Pedro to get there. The water is crystal clear, but they're famous for the reef. It's one of the largest reefs in the world, and it's beautiful. The fish, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Crystal clear. And we did a show for all the kids out. And when we were done, it was the appreciation. For going out, believing we got to stay out there for like 2 weeks. They gave us a vacation, you know.
Wow.
Put us in home out there, right off the beach. That's one of my favorite places.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Totally neat.
Just to see the gratitude of the children. It was really cool. They would follow us everywhere on the island. They'd wait for us to wake up because you drive golf carts on the island.
Yeah.
There's no vehicles. There's one truck, and it was a Coca-Cola vehicle. That's it. Swear to God. It was like an ice cream. Gold.
That's awesome.
And they gave us battery carts to drive around.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's cool. That is really
I
cool.
take my first wife to that.
Of course you did.
Greatest thing on earth, then. Right?
That's great. Well, before we let you go, before we let you go, brother, run it down one more time. How do we see the comedy show and everything?
The Locks. Now remember this name, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say it like it now. If you want to see Puppet, I'm gonna be like Barry White. Pretty good, right, brothers? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see Puppet, the Psycho Dwarf, that's hardcore, totally hardcore. He's not only hardcore in the wrestling ring, he's hardcore on the stage. So make sure you check him out at Lockdown Living Room Comedy Show. Where can you see him? At ASYTV.com. ASYTV.com. Which you have Roku, Fire Stick, or Amazon, Fire, whatever, and another one.
Yeah.
I messed up the name. But ASYTV will tell you all the information. You have to use the code Puppet Dwarf. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Puppet Dwarf. Go check him out. I promise you. You will learn something. You will learn the difference between midgets and dwarves. If whatever it is, something in his routine will stick with you for the rest of your life, even if you don't want it to.
That was awesome.
Well, this has definitely been fun. We will have to do this again. You have just been fantastic tonight.
That sounds like right up my alley.
All
the everywhere.
All the stories, all the shit. Oh yeah, Exotica is great.
Gotta get there.
I've got an extra press pass. I'll get you in. It'll be fun, brother. But I will be in touch. And thanks for doing this. Me and John really appreciated you chatting with us tonight, brother.
All right, thanks for having us. Hey, is this something you can give me?
Yes, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you all the information when we're done. I'll hit you up on Facebook and everything.
Awesome. See ya.
All right, brother.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Loved it.
Thank you, my friend. There he goes. The fantastic Puppet the Psycho Dwarf. And we are going to take a break and check out the website, JiggyJaguar.com. Thanks to our friends on Twitch. Thanks to our friends on the old Periscope. Oh, the Periscope, as they say. Yes, the Periscope. And that is that. And we will see you next time. And peace and chicken greases.